Hello, hello everyone! Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. Hi guys, how is everybody today? I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how is everybody's 4th of July. Today's the 6th, Sunday. It's about 1 in the morning. As usual, I'm showing you the things I'm going to be using in the set and kind of the design I'm going for. That's what's going on the screen. But I hope you guys all had a great 4th, at least maybe spent time with your family or got to relax or had a barbecue or went fishing or did something cool and enjoyed your holiday. So, when we had a good holiday, I'll mention you what we did in a minute, I guess. So, when I was looking through my sticker book a couple videos ago, these flowers that I showed you grabbed out at me, and someone in the comments said, oh my gosh, those flowers, something about the flowers, that they jumped out at them too. So I had to do a set, and as soon as I looked at them, I was like, I just love the color combination. A color combination I would never think to do. But I'm really, really into trying to use the colors I have, you know. So, and as I'm applying this here in the video, it looks like split pea soup to me. But I actually love this green. It's so unique. It's just very different. I haven't seen any nails this color anywhere. I think it's a pretty cool color. Anyway, I matched the colors to the sticker book, to the stickers on the sheet, exactly. I mean, I was so surprised I had the right color green and the right color pink. Because there are so many pinks, you know, even just in this bright pink color, and some of them are like more cranberry, more cherry, you know what I mean? So, not only was I super glad that I had a pink to match, but one that I had never used before. Or if I have, I don't remember. I think I might have used it a little bit, like in a set where I was just doing like 1 or 2 beads with it for some reason, I think. Can't remember. But it gave me a chance to use this new nude that I'm a little bit obsessed with, this ice cream. It's like white but not. It's like nude but not, but it's also pink. It's just really luscious. And I can't figure it out, but it looks so good. I love it. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Right, the sticker book. Now, or the flower, the sheet of flower stickers. I could have gone with purple or orange, but I already have a purple set coming up, and I've done orange like multiple times, and I have literally never, ever used this green like I mentioned. And anyway, I just had to do this color design. I think it's like groovy, like a retro. I literally have this labeled Groovy, like the movie that I'm editing right now. It's titled Groovy. Which I don't know if that's what it feels like to you, but the shape of the flowers, it just was reminding me. And I had to do the matte because it was reminding me of like 60s wallpaper, like that you might have seen like on the Brady Bunch. If that's something you guys remember or know what I'm talking about, raise your hand if you do. So, I wanted to explain a little bit. So I'm going to talk, I think, because I missed it on this nail, but I will explain it on the next nail. I wanted to show, like, building your shape while keeping your shape so you don't file so much, while also making your structure, while also doing an ombre, while also having stuff that's encapsulated. Like a lot of times when I was first teaching myself, I would be completely focused on the nails that had glitter, you know, the encapsulation, or the ones that had ombres, you know. And I guess what I'm trying to say is the design, more so than the structure or shape, is what I was always looking at. That would be what drew me to the nails in the first place, what made me want to do the nails in the first place. Look at this pink. So it's also kind of like Water My Melons or $200 dates, but then at the same time it's not. This is just a great color. I love it. So, you see how I place this bead right where the tip and the natural nail meet? That's where you're supposed to, quote unquote, start your set. A lot of times I do not, though, because I'm always doing really extendo nails. So you see how I would have to place a really large bead to bring it all the way to my tip if I start there. So if I'm not able to, which by the way I picked up with this teeny brush, so it is possible to get large beads with a small brush, just FYI, you guys. Also, are these C-curve? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are C-curve coffin too. Cotton? So I also have to pay attention to covering the sides, like any C-curve nail. My point is, you see how I brought this all the way to the tip. If I were not picking up a bead this big that I could drag all the way down, I would not have started at the tip glue area. So when they tell you, when you learn or when you're taught or when you hear to start the nail there, this is something I never heard and had to learn the hard way, is don't force or fret or stress yourself doing that so much, because as you saw right there, I had to use a really big bead and I had to make sure it was the right texture and consistency to make it all the way down without making my nail huge, without changing my shape, all of that. And that isn't the easiest to do when you might not have your liquid to powder ratio down yet, or bead pickup, like meaning what size bead to pick up, what equals what, on your brush and on the nail. So just don't fret about that. And I think maybe in one of the next nails I did it on the thumb where I start really small. Also, a 3-bead method is just a 3-bead method. It doesn't mean you have to do it. It doesn't mean you have to stick to it. You can do 300 beads like I do. It doesn't matter. But as far as structure, I will teach you or show you when it comes up. I'm not sure if it'll be the next nail or not. How you can build your apex naturally, like without even looking at it, trying, building it up, anything. Hopefully I can show it in this set. If not, I'll verbally explain it and show it to you in the next one. But, okay, so here's a good example. Since my bead was only this big, this is where I'm starting. So it basically, whatever size bead I pick up is where I'm going to place. I'm going to place it where I know I can bring it down to the tip. And if that makes my set a 10-bead method, then it's a 10-bead method. It's still the 3-bead method in the way that I am building my beads on top of each other, like bringing my first one all the way to the tip and then building up to my cuticle from there, which is typically a 3-bead, a 1-bead, or whatever. But again, the number of beads you use doesn't really count. So you might be thinking, well, isn't that going to affect your strength? Or wait a minute, you're supposed to put that bead where the tip meets the natural nail, because it's how you do it. It's how you start. It's where your apex is supposed to be. It's where your strength needs to be. So how am I ever going to come back or compete? Like, how am I ever going to get the bead where it needs to be on the tip meets the natural nail area? Well, as you can see here, that just happens naturally as you're going up and building the nail. The other thing that will happen naturally, and this one did not because I blended it out because I'm doing an ombre. Okay, so when I laid that bead right there, the second green bead that I just laid, the one that I just blended down, I put it at the tip versus meets the natural nail area, and I pulled it down. Well, what did I do with the very top of that bead? The part of the bead that is the closest to my cuticle. I either blend it out and make it thin right there so that I can do an ombre. And the reason I made it thin was to make it easier to cover in that area. But on the next nail, hopefully I'll show it. If not, like I said, I'll verbally explain it. But if you do not, this is the easiest way to say this, if you don't thin out that bead, whether it's your first, your 10th, your third, whatever quote-unquote method you're doing, because that's why I was bringing this up also, whatever bead you place there, if you do not blend it down and you just leave that kind of natural hump that the top of that bead would make alone, naturally, as you build your beads on top of that one, there's going to be basically a hump under there, which gives you your apex. And just a second ago I said instead of blending it down. Of course you still blend it down. I meant instead of blending it out. So here again, I am only placing this where I know it can get to the bottom. So if I wanted to do the quote-unquote 3-bead method and start where the tip meets the natural nail, this bead would have needed to be 3 times this size so that I could drag it all the way down. That's how it's supposed to be, and that's in my head. Now, a lot of people will place a bead this small where the tip and the natural nail meets, and then have to build from the free edge up to meet the bead that didn't come all the way down, if that makes sense. I just don't like doing that. I feel like I never get my blend right if I do that. Blend meaning the surface of the nail, once it's dry, will be patchy looking to me because I didn't blend my beads down. Like right here, I'm having to blend up a little bit because this was hardened on me because it's warmer in my room than I thought it was. So anyway, instead of going on and on and on about that, let's see if the next bead, so my theory about having an apex naturally will be coming up on the next bead if I did it on this set, which I should have because I'm not ombreing this nail. How do you guys like this? Okay. No, I'm going for a cuticle bead here. Okay. So, in the next nail I will show you, but basically, hopefully you guys understood what I meant. You see how the top of this bead I let melt into the cuticle area? Well, the top, see this top of this bead here? And how I'm making it thin right there? And now I'm going to drag it down. If you do not make that thin, you will have a natural apex. I'm talking about the bead you place on the tip and the natural nail. If you don't blend the top of it out, thin it out or blend it out, you'll naturally have an apex, and you won't struggle like building an apex. Okay? Yeah, I said that so many times. Also, some of you probably know or remember hearing me say that me personally, especially when I'm doing a long nail like this, I really love to build the nail up right here quite a bit because I really love the way the shape looks when the apex is too high, because where I'm kind of building this hump here right under the cuticle that you see me working on right now is not the apex, because as we know, and we were just discussing, apex is where the tip meets the natural nail. But I like the way long nails look, the shape that it gives when you have it kind of built up there. Sometimes I make them flat and I don't do that, but sometimes I really build them up because I like to get the shape perfect when I'm filing. Alright, so that's pretty much it for application. Also, this was obviously sped up. The video is only 28 minutes. Can you guys believe that? I couldn't believe how short this video was. Like, lucky all of you that don't have to listen to me for 45 minutes today. Also, I do want to say one more thing about application. If you are placing little items in wet acrylic like I'm doing here, I'm not in particularly encapsulating glitter, doing a clear nail. I'm just pressing a loose glitter into my wet acrylic. That's all. The only thing I can mention, the only tip I can mention about doing this is wait until your acrylic is starting to firm up before you place these. And I don't mean just this shape, I mean any kind of trinket thing that you have here. Okay, here's an example. Nope, I'm ruining it. Never mind. Is if you put it when it's too wet, it's going to sink in, and then you're going to have, like, the top edge of, I'm going to call these leaves, I don't really know what they are. The top edge of the leaf will be sunk into the acrylic, and the bottom edge won't be. So it won't even look like a leaf anymore. It will look like just a little square thing, or a little rectangular thing. Also, I am drying out my cuticle beads so that they stay in place and I don't flood my cuticle with this bright color that's going to stain my skin and get all up in my cuticle area. And it's such a tiny bead, and I'm working in such a small place. I really want more control over it. So that's why you'll see me pressing it down on my napkin to dry it out a bit. So those little things that you might press into the acrylic, wait till the acrylic is a little, starting to harden a little bit, so kind of matte. And don't use any pressure to, like, push them down, because you'll lose them. Even if it's at just the right setting, it's in the right setting time for you to press it in there, you can still press too hard and then go under the acrylic. And of course you're going to have to cap this, but you only have to cap it, like, let's just say you're not going to cap this nail, you had no intention of capping this nail because it's hot pink and you built it with your color and you don't need to cap it. You can just place one small bead right on top of those and not cap the whole nail. You just need to encapsulate those so you don't file them off. Also, look at this nude color. Aren't you guys, like, fascinated, obsessed with that color? So pretty. So I do leave capping in this video, but I have it sped up also. And I got myself some more NOTPOLISH clear, giving it another shot, because that's my jam, And I realized that it was giving me pink beads. So either my monomer or brush needed to be cleaned, so I just cleaned up my area. That's what that was about. And then I gave myself one little bead on the towel to make sure I was getting a clear bead before I started capping. So this is the extent of the capping I'm going to do. I think I have one in real time and the rest sped up. I can't remember. Excuse me. But right here, the reason I'm putting my bead here, and the reason it's the size it is, and all of that, is because when I looked at my nail from the side, and I did an ombre, naturally my nail is going to be thicker toward the cuticle and apex area than it is here. So that needed to be built up. So not only my capping, I'm adding structure. And I will always be checking my nails from the front, side, top, bottom, left, right, all of that. And yeah, I do think this is in real time, and after that I have it sped up. So I'm not just capping, I'm also building my nails. I do not keep filing in this video. If any of you that are new here need filing tips, shaping tips, e-filing, hand filing, whatever it is you want to know, if you're struggling with anything, please leave it in the comments and I'll be happy to leave any of those elements in my next couple of videos to help you out. And by the way, welcome everyone who is new. I see you guys and I love having you here. Welcome, welcome. And like usual, you guys, thanks to all my OGs that are here on every video. Love you guys. So, since there's nothing left to this video but this capping and then me putting on stickers and bling, including some, I don't know, charms or bling. They're not bling, but they're kind of not charms either. These perfect little spot type things that go with this set. And I mean perfect as in they are the perfect color, the perfect design. They were gold like the stickers. They were the same color as the nails. And they were like round, you'll see them. So groovy, so like perfect for the nail. This is filed and shaped. If you guys want tips on C-curve, let me know. And they're just so cute. They couldn't have been more perfect for this set. Well, I hated them. They did not look good on the set. I had to take them off. So that's all that's left of the video is me decorating them. I had just gone and washed my hands. I don't know why I kept this in there. Oh, I remember why. My clients, when I used to ask them to go wash, would come back to my table with their hands still wet, like dripping wet. Wet under the nails, wet on top, like the way I showed you my hand looked when I started drying it off. That's how they used to come back to the table. It's like, hello, I can't keep working if your nails aren't dry, but okay. So after that, since I had soap, used soap on my nails, which I did when I washed them, I don't want any soap or oils or scent or anything like that messing with my application or anything else I'm going to do. So that is why I went in with Swipe, and you saw me kind of scrubbing the nails with my lint-free wipe. And that is why, to make sure I got every bit of whatever I used in the bathroom off of it. So I showed you guys this in the last video, but I have yet another instance of the top coat not being completely smooth, or there being like a little speck or spot in it. So I'm just buffing it out a little bit, and then once I did that, I realized there were little speckles everywhere. So I buffed the whole thing out and started over. That's what I'm showing you guys here. The reason I'm top coating this one in gloss first is because stickers always lay better on a glossy top coat. Not matte, not naked nails, not buffed nails, glossy top coat. If you're going to use stickers, even if you're doing a matte set like I'm doing, put them on a glossy top coat first. Cured, obviously. So you see here how I could have used the purple or orange colors. That's what I was referring to earlier. Okay. These stickers are very good quality. I can't remember where I got them. I feel like I got them from Profiles Backstage. I can't remember. But they lay extremely flat. They will not come off once you get them on, because I did make the mistake of that. I put one on. I think I took that out of this video. I was going to leave the mistake in, but I was making the video too long and it was like tedious, so I took it out. I can't remember why I was just telling you that. But you see the outline of the sticker? The clear plastic that is around the edge of the sticker? You have a better chance of not seeing that. Oh, I think I did leave. Oh, I didn't think I left this in. I hope I don't make you guys watch all of this. I could not get this sticker off. Oh, no, okay. So yeah, I had to use acetone and my e-file and retop coat because that sticker, I messed up on that sticker. Oh my gosh. So anyway, you have a much, much better, more likely time not seeing the outline. Now I'm going in with a matte top coat, and you can see how glorious this comes out. Typically, if you go in with a matte top coat over the stickers, not only can you see the, it's not even that you can see the clear outline, it's that you can see every bit of texture. Those were the little dot things that I told you that were perfect for this set. They were just the right color. They were groovy. I just say groovy because that shape with that ring, that gold ring around it, just the way it looks reminds me of 70s and, you know, late 60s clothes. Tell me, guys, if you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'm sorry to talk about things that don't make sense to anybody. So I'm just putting on some butterflies and some bling. Again, I mentioned that I do not like the round pieces, so I do show you taking those off. And once I take them off, the wad of glue that I had used to glue them down comes right off too, all in one piece, so it didn't ruin my set, thankfully. So I am sitting here in my enclosed patio waiting for a kitten, you guys. Last night I came into, now you know I have an enclosed patio. When I'm out here at like 2 in the morning, I have all of the doors shut so that nothing can, like, I don't want a raccoon running in here, me being trapped in here with like a pissed off raccoon or something, you know what I mean? So I keep them shut. Plus it helps keep the bugs down, which you can hear my bug zapper doesn't work the best. There are these horrifying beetles around here. They must have just woke up from the rains or something. They're way too big Not happy about that. But anyway, last night I'm staring at the nails realizing I hate these. That's what the pausing there was for. Anyway, last night I got up to go use the bathroom and forgot to close one of the doors. When I came back in here, there was a kitten. I'm not kidding. It was 2:22 in the morning. And there was a tiny little tabby gray kitten. And you guys, I'm finally ready to get a cat. I've been talking to Ness about it. Because I lost both of my cats in a year. And one just a few months ago when I got here. About 3 or 4 months ago. And I'd had both of them for 13 and 18 years. You know, a very long time. This set is over, so I'm going to stop talking, let you guys know. But basically, there was a little... And you guys, I live in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know where this little tiny baby kitten came from. I don't know if it was a male or a female. But he or she must have just been weaned. 6 or 8 weeks old. Tiny, tiny, brand new kitten. I don't know if her litter is around here, if her mom is around here, if her siblings are, or if she's alone, but she ran as fast as she could, ricocheted out of here. I scared her when I came back in here, and I felt so terrible. I put out a whole can of tuna, and yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that for wild animals, but she's a little baby kitten, you guys. So I did. About 45 minutes later, she did get brave enough to come back up and eat that entire can of tuna. So I have more tuna out, and I've been calling her. She's feral. She's wild. She's not going to call when I come her. She's not going to come when I call her. But I do want her to get used to me. I'm not going to try to trap her or do anything crazy. If I want a kitten, I'll go get one. If she does start letting me approach her, of course she'll be mine and I'll love her and adopt her and everything. But, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Alright, you guys, this is it for the set. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the colors. I just thought it was so unique. I love those stickers because, again, I just would have never thought to do this color combo, and I think they came out great. I really, really, really love them. And I do not always love my sets. You know, you guys, I'm really, really picky, and I always want to take them right off and do something different, boop, boop, boop. But I really liked these. So, you guys, that's it. I will see you guys next time. I'll see you on Thursday, because I'm doing Thursdays and Sundays now. I'm committed. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!